As you can see, the car's been moved to my main kit car building workshop facility. That's my parents to you and me. They don't mind really. I would have liked to have done a bit more filming of the building of it, but unfortunately my schedule's quite tight because, as I said in my last video, I've got a ferry booked for a couple of weeks' time and I've been working very hard at getting it finished, so there's not enough time to do some filming while I was doing all that. But I'll give you a little run round now of what I've been doing. As ever, it was the electrics that caused most of the problems with this. In theory, it was just a case of disconnecting the old lights and fitting some new ones, but of course it's never quite that simple. The bulb layouts are different, and there was a problem with earthing, and I also went and cut the holes in the rear bumper, the rear wings the wrong place, so I've had to make these lovely little brackets there, nice to cover up my big error. Fitting the wings and panels was actually very easy. They go on pretty well okay. Put some of this edging on them and then cut some of it off because it does get in the way a little bit, but not a bad little finish. The bar that I talked about earlier also fitted the Transit Mark III grill. They're becoming quite rare though, so not so easy to get hold of these days. Got a windscreen cut by a local glazier. It's 120 quid all in. Don't know whether that was a good or a bad buy. Was the cheapest of three that I managed to find quotes for. Glued it in using this special bond. It's a bit messy at the moment. I need to put an edging strip around that, but this bond is pretty tough stuff. It sticks to anything. And obviously the windscreen wiper, which was extended slightly, perfectly easy thing to do. Tied up the interior a little bit. Got to make a spare wheel holder, but again that's something you can wait until after the MOT. Take the old bonnet catch off the Suzuki Vitara and you attach it onto this. Run the cable down there and attach the hook that you take out of the glove compartment. Use these metal brackets to mount the lights on. As you can see, I've had to double brace them on the right angle bit because they were wobbling slightly. And just a motorbike indicator seems to work perfectly alright. Could have been mounted ever so slightly further forward, mind. The wheels are looking a little bit... The wheels are looking a little bit lost inside their wheel arches. But I don't think they're not too bad. Going to give those alloys a refurb and maybe put some bigger tyres on, which should hopefully fill it up a bit, but I can live with it for the time being. Just a couple of things left to do. Got to bleed the brakes, the rear number plate light needs fitting, just a quick check over. It should be ready for its MOT, which I've got booked for tomorrow. And then 4 days of test driving before I go to Europe. So better get on with it. Should have known that booking a ferry to Europe was a bit of a risk before I'd even got the car MOT'd. The idea was that it would spur me on and give me a sort of focal point. Unfortunately, that little simple bleeding job has turned into a bleeding nightmare. The bleed nipple refused to come out, it just wouldn't budge. I heated it up, WD-40 by the gallon load, blowtorch, tried to freeze it, nothing worked, and eventually it just sheared. So, new calipers, I'm afraid, and that happened on both of them, the front ones. So, got to say, Europe's looking seriously unlikely now, but I'll keep you posted. New calipers. As I said, I sheared off the bleed nipples on both the front calipers, so new calipers both sides. Nice and shiny though. A nice day to be taking a out back for a drive. They're desperately trying to get her through her emissions at the moment. They're doing their damnedest. Fingers crossed. Well, she failed, but not too badly actually. I'll tell you about it when I get back home. Only real issue is it's one of the bushes on the front anti-roll bar is a little bit warm. That's pretty easy to replace. I've got to take the bull bar off because they don't like that, and also the rear tow bar because a couple of the lights on that aren't working. And other than that, that's it. So pretty good really.